Bohn joined now by UFC on ESPN 57 headliner Jared Cannonier fights Nassourdine Imavov on Saturday, 5 rounds at middleweight. Jared, another main event for you, man. How's it been so far there in Louisville?
It's been dreary. It's kind of super humid, man. Even inside the hotel, it's freaking moist in here. There's no drying things out whatsoever in this place. It's different though. They've got a split between two hotels, but it's not bad. It is what it is. We work with what we got, and it's not bad. I'm not complaining or anything like that. It's just different, especially compared to Arizona. It's super dry over there, and it's super humid over here, and it's cloudy. And I guess it's been raining last couple of days, so it's cloudy and dark and dreary outside right now. Yeah, but it's good. It's a good change. It's a good change of pace. A lot of trees, fresh air. I'm always down for that. So I'm going to go outside, get my feet into the dirt and the ground, and try to ground out a little bit and get some of this Kentucky weather.
For sure. I mean, for like a few years there, right? You were kind of the road warrior. You fought like Winnipeg, Chile, Brazil, Denmark, Abu Dhabi. And for the past few years, though, it's pretty much just been the States, and you fought in Houston once, but then Vegas. Do you kind of enjoy being at least a little bit back out on the road, or is there a level of comfort in those Vegas shows that you can't really find on something like this?
Well, I do like the Vegas shows because I get to drive to Vegas, drive my own car to Vegas, and I'm getting more accustomed to it. I don't like the hotels in Vegas because I can't hook up my PlayStation to their TVs. And, them casinos, they want you down gambling and shit instead of in the room playing games and stuff. So I don't like that aspect. But here, I get to play. I brought my PlayStation. I get to hook up to the TV. And whenever I get some downtime, I get to get some game time in. So I like getting on the road. On top of that, I like fighting. It's nice to get back in front of a crowd, fighting in the arena again. So this will be pretty fun, pretty cool to do that again.
Yeah, and there's only one KFC Yum Center. I think one of the most uniquely named venues in the country.
I know, right? A Yum Center, and I can see it from my window, so it's pretty cool. I can look out the window and see it, so it's not too far away.
Nice. What games are you playing right now to burn the time?
Well, if I had the internet, I would be playing Helldivers 2. But I have brought Star Wars Jedi Survivor, so I've started that. I've downloaded that one and started playing that one because I don't need internet to play that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I played that as well on my Xbox. I'm not a PlayStation guy, but
okay.
This is not what the people I think are listening to us wanting to talk about. They want to hear about your fight, man, and obviously a huge one for you again, another main event. I know you had said, I think around when this was booked, maybe not your first option in terms of like opponent and setup and stuff, but now that you've gone through the camp, we're here a few days out. How do you feel about this matchup and this fight and this opportunity?
I'm ready to go in and get my hands on this, man. It would have been almost a year by the time I get back in the octagon, so I'm ready to get in there and get back to work, put the work in, and get back to what I started in my last fight. More pressure, more intensity, more output, and we'll see if he can last 241 strikes. So I'm going in there and put it on him. I'm going to do it even better than last time.
Yeah, I know a lot is made about, your age. You're one of the older guys in this weight class. It doesn't look it from your physical side, but when you have to deal with an injury like you did, I think canceled the December fight, does that tell you some stuff about where your body is really at and what kind of you're capable of handling at this age to get through an injury like that? Was it more challenging than you think it would have been 5, 6, 7 years ago?
No, it was the same as always. I wouldn't say that my body is breaking down on me or anything like that. Injuries happen in the sport, injuries happen. So people pull out of fights all the time. This is not an anomaly of age when it happens to me, where all the other guys are young pulling out of fights. Nobody says, well, what's happening? Or you think you're getting old? No. So I don't like when people apply those limitations to me. Just because I'm 40 years old doesn't mean I'm old. Level 40. So we can start. That's why I say it like that. And recovery was just as fine, just as good as any other time. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, business as usual.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't, slanted down the negative side. It was more like knowing that you feel as good as you do right now. That probably tells you are doing the right things with your body, right?
Yeah, but it's just a general consensus. Everybody talks about the age and stuff, and people, I guess in general, people believe that 40 is over the hill.
Right.
But that it's a mindset. You know what I mean? And my mind doesn't feel like I'm over the hill. My mind isn't telling me. I'm not telling myself that I'm over the hill. I'm only halfway through this race called life, if you will. If you want to go by general life expectancy statistics, I'm only halfway through the race. And when you hit the halfway mark in your race, is that when it's time to slow down and start taking your foot off the gas? I don't think so. So those sort of limitations, I'm gonna let other people put those limitations on themselves. I'm still going up. I'm still getting better. I'm still getting stronger, faster, quicker, smarter. I'm still doing all the right things. So I'm still capable of doing all these things with the best. And I'm going to continue going.
For sure. And given, your last two wins, Marvin Vettori and Sean Strickland, what type of fights do you think would have made more sense for you? I mean, even the Dolidze matchup, I was like, oh, I thought maybe Jared would get something a little different with this. And I think people thought maybe something a little similar here. Do you have, any thoughts, insights on maybe why you aren't getting?
Oh, I got a lot of thoughts.
A lot All right, share them with me. Can you share any of them with me?
Yeah. Well, when they offered me the Dolidze fight, reluctancy was the first thing that jumped into my mind. I didn't want to fight the number 8 or 9 guy, especially after breaking a record and getting the performance of the night off the number 3 guy. But I was going for the Khamzat fight in Abu Dhabi, but they went with Costa for that fight, who wasn't able to show up for that fight. And then when he wasn't able to show up, then they gave me the call for that fight 11 days out. And then that's the day that I tore my MCL. So they should have called me earlier, and maybe that MCL tear wouldn't have happened. They would have had a better fight. Right. But it is what it is. At the time they said that there wasn't anybody else, so I took what was given. I was going to go in there and do even better against Dolidze. Then the injury happened, so coming back from the injury, they offered me Paulo Costa a month before, back at the beginning of May in Brazil, but that would have been coming right out of this injury to jump right into a camp, and I didn't want to do that. I hadn't been grappling or anything like that. I had been moving around on my leg. I have been doing everything I needed to do on this leg that I need to be doing to consider myself 100% recovered. So I couldn't take that fight. It was too soon. And I was, again, when the time came, I was hoping for maybe a rematch with Strickland, maybe a rematch with Whitaker, a title fight, something better than a number 8 ranked guy, but these crumbs was all they had left for me. So instead of sitting on the shelf, I'm not inclined to waiting and waiting and stuff like that. So I took this fight, and I'm gonna go in there and have another great performance, potentially record-breaking performance, another fight of the night, a performance of the night performance, and keep marching forward towards that title, because that's the whole goal. So it's going to be, I keep saying, I'm going to keep whooping these guys until there's nobody else to whoop, and they have no choice but to put that champ in front of me.
Definitely. And you mentioned kind of a couple times the strikes and, how much Marvin Vettori was able to take. Do you think Nassourdine has that level of durability and toughness, or do you think he goes down early rounds probably in this fight?
I don't think anybody has that level of durability that Marvin has. So the man in that fight, he walked out to the Rocky song, and in that fight, and I remember there was a video game that I used to play. It was a Rocky video game where you can fight the Rocky statue, and it was hard to knock that thing out as well. So it was like fighting a Rocky statue in there. But I don't think Nassourdine is like that. I don't think the Rocky in France would sound good. The French the French what they call it
anthem or
lip syncing would work on over Rocky. So no, I don't think he's gonna be able to handle 241 significant strikes. I don't think he's gonna be able to handle that pace for 5 rounds. He's not gonna last.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the summer of middleweight here, right? Like we just had Strickland beating Costa. We have this fight. We have Hamzat and Whitaker in a few weeks, and then all appearances, Israel and Dricus are probably going to fight in Perth in August. So when all the chips fall at the end, where do you think you're kind of standing? Are you hoping you win this and maybe fight the winner of Israel and Dricus, or Sean Strickland saying he's going to sit and wait as long as it takes for a title shot, which is always a risky move? How do you think this all shakes out ultimately?
It's a circus out there, man. Everybody talking about Whitaker and stuff, and I think Sean has a good point when he talks, not Whitaker, about Adesanya versus Dracus. And I think Sean Strickland has a good point when it comes to making that matchup. You know, I think Sean deserves that rematch more than Whitaker deserves a matchup. But we all know why they're doing it. You know, like I said, it's a circus out there. So cue the clown music and bring in the crowds with their peanuts and their popcorn so they can have a good time. But I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not really spending too much time or energy thinking about what can happen and what. All I know is that I'm going to be here in shape, ready to whoop some ass. And whatever happens, wherever the chips may fall, I'm going to be there to pick up the winnings.
Yeah, and a couple other things I wanted to ask you. We've seen obviously Sean fight, multiple times since you guys fought. Do you feel that you did something against him that a lot of these other guys aren't picking up on or aren't able to do? Or do you think Sean has gotten significantly better or had a lot of growth with his style since he fought you?
No, he's had a lot of he's made a big change since he fought me. He's made a mental adjustment when he fought me. He said it himself when he fought me, he fought like a bitch and that he would never do that again. And he's held to that. So big up to him, respect to him for that. He's made the changes, and he went back to classic Sean Strickland, walking forward and doing his thing. I don't know if it was me or if it was Pajeda that made him, because when he fought Pajeda, he was walking forward. He was marching him down, walking forward, and we saw how that happened. But when he fought me, he wasn't doing that. And people need to take note of that. I'm getting sick and tired of people saying he barely won that fight, but he didn't fight me the way he fights. You know what I mean? So, people need to take note of that. He didn't fight me the way he's been fighting these guys. So, good on him. He's made some adjustments. If we fight again, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. If they want to stand in there and stand in the cage with the gorilla and take what's going to come. He's gotten better. He's done his thing. He's made his moves, and congratulations to him, man. He's been doing big things. You know what I mean? I'm really happy for him. It's really good to see how his career has made that turnaround since fighting me. I'm my ego wants to let me take credit for that, for helping him become a better man. But I'm not going to take anything away from him. He went in there and he did his thing. He won that title. He went in there. He arguably defended his title. You know what I mean? He went in there and he walked down Paulo Costa and neutralized that big Brazilian guy who's got all that power and all this and all that, and it made him look like, one of those deflated balloons. So good on him, But yeah, he didn't fight me the way he fights these guys. Yeah. So what more can I say? No. So everybody out there saying Sean won that fight. Sean won that fight. Sean says he fought like a bitch. His words verbatim. Yeah. And all you Sean Strickland dick riders need to go back and hear that. He said he fought like a bitch. So all you riding his dick saying he won, y'all bitches too. So just to throw some spit some fire out there.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, man. Good on him, man. He's been doing his thing. If we fight again, when we fight again, I'll be interested to see what game he brings to the octagon, and I'm gonna be ready for it. You know what I mean? I'm here for it. That's the Sean Strickland I wanted to see. The guy who's gonna walk forward, and do his thing. But I didn't get that. So he played it smart. He listened to his coaches, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how this whole thing shakes out, man, because I think you win this fight, and if Whitaker wins and if Dricus wins, you're the fresh guy for Dricus, and you hold the win over Sean. So I hope they look at that and respect that and kind of see the order of things and how it should work, because that's what would make sense to me if that's how the results go.
Yeah, but they don't respect the skill as much as they respect the tomfoolery. That's what I'm gonna call it. They're like the people who want to get on camera and create some sort of emotional thing. I'm not emotional. I don't deal with emotions. You know what I mean? They like the emotions. They want people to feel a certain way. But man, no. Real men don't do that. Real men don't operate on emotions. You know what I mean? So y'all stay in y'all feelings. I'm gonna stay right here, and I'm gonna stay in your face, and I'm gonna keep putting pressure on these boys and keep putting pressure, applying pressure, and we're gonna see what happens.
For sure. Well, Jared, you're always classy. You do things the right way, and I think that's really appreciated by the true fans of the sport. So thank you for the time, man. Hope the rest of the week goes well, and go out there and do what you do best on Saturday.
Thank you, Mike. Good talk.